Sorry for the delay, guys. There were some technical issues. That is the reason I could not start it. I got delayed by another by 10 minutes. Can you guys hear me? Hi, guys. Can you hear me? All right. Great. Thank you, Jennifer. Yes, Srini. All right. All right. So, is this the first day for you guys? Is this the first time you're getting introduced to .NET, or have you guys worked on .NET earlier? Okay, great. Thank you, Jennifer. I hope you guys went through my previous two videos, previous two demo sessions. Okay, no problem. Let me start from the scratch for all of you. Okay. All right. So now we are talking about the .NET technology. Okay. Now using the Microsoft .NET technology, you can create any type of applications. You can create these applications using any language. So what I'm trying to emphasize over here is that I'm saying that there are multiple programming languages such as C++, C Sharp, Visual Basic, and other programming languages. Now, using these programming languages, I can develop any type of application. I can develop a console application, I can develop a Windows application, a website, a mobile-based application. Any type of application can be developed using using the different programming language, provided your framework, provided you're working on the .NET framework. Okay. Now let me start showing you some quick examples as to how to write a program in C# .NET programming language and in .NET. So I'm taking the help of the Visual Studio, which is an IDE. And I'm creating a new project. So you have a single IDE, and as you can see, you can develop any type of application. It gives me a list of options. I can develop a WinForm application, I can develop a WPF application, I can develop a console application, or I can develop a class library. Here we will select console application at the beginning, okay, and I'm going to put it in the all right. So this is what you get to see basically, okay. Now these are all the important namespaces with the help of which you can with the help of which you get certain classes, and using the classes you can play around, you can develop a application. This is the main method, that is which tells you the starting of the program, and the main method is defined within the program class. Okay, now you can change the class name and other things, that's entirely up to you. Now in the main method you would write your logics, okay, your business logics or whatever it may be, and when you run it, the application, the compiler will first get into the main method to start executing the program. So here, assuming that we would like to print some message to the user, so you will say console. We have a class called console which has a method called writeLine, and you can give a statement over here. So at the moment my program is doing a very simple thing, and that is, it is basically when executed it will just print a statement, hello world, on the screen. So to do that we are using this writeLine method. WriteLine method is responsible in printing the information to the end user. The writeLine method is defined within the console class. Okay, so what it will do is, whatever message you are passing over here, that information will be printed back to the user using this particular line. So all you now need to do is press the control key in and hit the F5 key, the function key F5. And you got a black screen because you opted for console application. Okay, so you got the hello world screen on your system, screen on your message on your screen. Okay, now if you want to print other some more lines, so you can keep repeating it over here. So it got printed over here. Fair enough. So this is how you would write any particular piece of code in this Visual Studio. Any questions, any doubts? Okay, I'm continuing now. So if I have to declare any variables, very good question, Jennifer. The program is the name of the class. Okay, the console app demo is basically known as a namespace or an assembly or a kind of a container which contains one or more than one classes. At the moment, the console app demo underscore 27 January 2015 namespace is containing only one class, and the name of that class is program. You can rename that program class also. Is it clear? Thank you. So now let's see how to declare variables and how to initialize them with some values. So you have different types of variables. So you have byte variable, you have a variable of type byte, you have a data type called byte. So byte age, okay, we can store some value over here directly. So this is basically known as so you declared a variable by the name age, and this age variable is of type byte, and you have stored a value called 23 into it. So that variable is storing a value called 23. If I have to get it printed, I can just say console.writeLine and I can say age. So this is printing the age variable's value without any information. So it just says 23. Now what is 23? Is 23 a name of a person? Is 23 an age or something like that? Suppose you want to print it with some proper meaning. Then in that case, it will look like this. This is one way of printing it. Okay. Another way of printing it is like this. So here we are using a plus symbol. Plus symbol is acting as a concatenation operator. That is, it will join the string with a number. Is this clear to everybody? Any doubts, any questions? Okay. Now this is for the byte variable. Okay. Suppose you want to declare something related to character. Then how will it be declared? Take a look at this one. So this is variable declaration and this is variable initialization. Okay. And here I can say gender is gender. Fair enough. Similarly, if I have to declare anything as string variable, then it goes like this, string of name. Now let's assume that I want to get the value for this name variable from the end user. Then what do I do? So what we'll do is we'll just first give a message, a proper message, asking the user to do something. So I say console.writeLine, enter your console.readLine. So writeLine method is to get something printed on the screen. Okay. ReadLine method is used to read some data from the keyboard and it does not take any parameter. On the contrary, it will return the value. So whatever you're feeding, whatever you're entering, that information will be returned back and it will be stored into a string type of variable. So here now you can say console.writeLine name entered by you is so and so. So I'm entering the name as Jojo. I hit enter and it says name entered by you is Jojo. So here what we are doing is we are in the previous two examples we have seen how to initialize the variable with a specific value. Here what you are doing is that you are declared a variable and you are getting it from the user without knowing what the user will be entering into it. Is it clear to all of you? Any questions, any doubts? Okay, let me continue now. Now, this was all about how to get the value of type string. Suppose you want to get the salary from the user, which is an integer type of variable. Then what would you do? So, the readLine method will always return you a string type of value. So, what you would do is, temporarily you store that salary, what you are getting from the user, in a string variable, and then convert it into integer and then pass it. So, for that, what I've done is I've declared one what you call string variable called sal1, and then I have declared an integer variable called salary. Now I'm first writing a console.write line saying please enter your salary, and I say sal1 equals to console.readLine. So you read the data, okay, and you have stored it into the variable. Now this sal1 variable contains a number in the form of a string. This now needs to be converted into a proper integer variable. So you have a method called, you have a class called convert class. This convert class has got a method called toInt32. So you will invoke that toInt32 method. This is the conversion method, and you'll pass on this sal1 variable's value. Now this convert.toInt32 returns you a value. Okay, it returns you whatever string you have passed. It will try to convert it. If it is able to convert it, then it will pass that converted value to the integer variable. So all I now need to do is I just have to say salary, the variable, equals to convert.to into 2 into 2, something like that. Okay. Now over here you have what you call converted into what you call integer variable. Now you can get the value printed over here. So you're gonna say something like this. I've entered the name. Now it's asking me to enter the salary. I say 5,000. I hit enter, and it prints the value over here properly. Salary entered by you is rupees 5,000. Any questions, any difficulties, any queries, any doubts? Just a moment, guys. Yeah, sorry about it, guys. Okay, it's clear. Okay. Yeah, Atul Patel, you raised your hand. Tell me, what's your question? Okay, Atul. Yeah, I'll wait for your question. Yes, that is correct. Write line is to print and read line is to get input. Yeah. Okay. Now, let's try to carry out some basic calculations. Okay, let me show you a couple of examples on how to play around with the basic calculations. Okay, so I'm gonna take this thing as this. I'm gonna close this solution. I'm creating a fresh new solution now. Okay. Now the whole objective of this program is to get two numbers from the user, calculate their sum and display the result. So first of all, I need to declare the variable. So I'm declaring three variables, number one, number two, and the result. Okay. Now I'll get the value from the user in number one and number two. Okay. Now console read line method, as I said earlier, only returns you a string type of value. Fair enough. Now here what we need to do is we need to convert the value that we are getting directly to this num1. Okay, so that we can do it with the help of the convert.toInt32 method. So what I'll do is I'll be writing a code like this. I would say console.writeLine, enter first number, and I'll say num1 equals to convert.toInt32 of console.readLine. Convert.toInt32 of console.readLine. And then here I can say res is equals to num1 plus num2. Once this is done, I can say sum of and 1 is num1 comma num2 comma result. Please take a look at it. 20, 50, and it shows me sum of 20 and 50 is 70. So this is how you would, play around with the basic calculation thing. Yes, Atul Patel. Right, thank you. Okay. So you have successfully, got the values from the user and you have calculated the sum and displayed the result. Okay. Now, There are other examples that you can play around with. For example, let's assume that I want to get the name and age from the user and I want to print them back. So how do I handle that? Let's do one thing. Let's comment this entire segment. And first of all, you have to declare some variable. So I've declared one variable for name, byte equals byte of age. Okay. Here I say enter your name. Name equals to console dot read line. Enter your age. Age is equals to, now age is of type byte. So you have a convert dot to byte method. So you're going to say convert dot to byte of console dot read line. Okay, now I want to print both these variables value back to the user. So I'm going to say name is age is name is Jojo, age is 23. Alright, so this is how you'll get the value from the user and get it printed. Any questions, any doubts? Okay, so guys, we're gonna stop over here. Okay, I hope today's was just a demo session. Okay, I hope you guys, uh, got the feel of the .NET technology. Do you have any questions regarding the course, regarding the technical aspects? Guys, do you have any questions related to course? Jennifer, the entire training is based upon real-time application development. So although there won't be any project as such, okay, or I will be helping you to develop some small or small applications which you can consider them as the project, okay, so that you get to know how to play around with the technology. Fair enough? Jakshrini, you should be aware of C language and C++. If you have a decent knowledge on this C and C++, then yes, you would be you need not go for anything else, and you can start learning the technology. Okay, Jennifer, I don't intend to make anybody an expert after getting trained. Once you get trained, you should be working on that particular technology at least for 2 years or 3 years in order to call yourself as an intermediate. For advanced, you should at least have at least 5 years of experience. Okay. All right, guys. So that's it for today. Okay, and the you can approach the sales team for further, information as to when the actual classes would start and about the fee structure and other things. Okay. If there are any technical questions, you can ask me. All right, guys. That's it for today. Thank you for attending the class. See you guys later. Thank you. Bye.